those of you that weren't at the planning session, sorry, my voice went back on. We have hired Gina. She'll be started working with us as our finance manager for the end of the month. And we're happy to have her. Now we have all of our positions full and ready to move forward. And first on the agenda, I think we need to look at the minutes that we had from the last. We had 3 separate minutes. If you, I know you all looked at them. If you would like to, the directors recommend that they be accepted. Motion for that.
Call for motion that we accept the minutes.
Have a second? Okay. All in favor?
Yeah.
All right, accepted then. Okay, department updates, how about we start with Rodney?
New services, we had 14, turn-ons, we had 31, turn-offs, 28, rereads, 32, check release at 27 different residents, sewer calls 8, 9 trash can deliveries, 2 buses to water line, made 42 stops with the limb truck, miscellaneous work orders 18, with 31 roll.
Thank you. Police, chief?
We had 7 vehicle accidents, 332 calls of service, 35 vehicle stops, 16 citations, there's 1 Georgia State Patrol citation, 24 warnings, 0 DUIs, 0 drug cases, and then 29 incidents. We turned over 1 sexual assault case to the Tappan County Sheriff's Office CID, and then 1 warrant that was executed with Tappan County Sheriff's Office. In fines, we got $2,240, probation $1,968, total $4,208.
Jimmy?
Fire department had 20 calls, 15 in the city, 5 in the county. Had 3 structure fires, 4 brush fires, 9 lap starts, 1 gas leak, 3 smoke alarm calls, and got 74 for the year.
So you had it here for recreation, or did you have a report?
Well, I had talked to Darren, and I don't think there's anything we looked at.
Okay. I got one thing that's not on the list, but we've been trying to do this for a while, and I just wanted to bring it for the council. We've been looking, oh, Don, I'm sorry, you're next. I'm sorry. Go ahead and give your report.
All right. I just got a few things.
Okay.
Zuber Malik is wanting to subdivide 2 acres out of his for the truck stop, and that's the land that's out on 23 and John O. Parker. Zuber Malik is subdividing it, and the purchaser is Rizwan Momin. We got approval on zoning from R3 to C1 for the gymnastic building that's going to be off of Chandler, and it's going to be a 60 by 60 by 16. Did y'all happen to get pictures or anything of that?
Yes, it's in the packet here.
Okay. So it's going to be actually right next to the ball fields. We're getting some yards cleaned up in town. We're getting the entire yard cleaned up on Highway 23 and Kelly Street, which is 142 Main Street. They've got a big dent in it and got a lot of debris to be picked up, so that's going to be happening next week. Hopefully we can get everything cleaned up. We're cleaning up the yard on Smith Street over here at the cemetery. They're cleaning it up and promised to have it cleaned and the dumpster gone by Wednesday. So I'll stay on top of that. We've had 6 electrical permits with Georgia Power since 4/17/24 to 5/9/24. We have a culvert placement request just today for a new construction site that Hunter McCall is going to be building on Esther Street, so we'll be placing that culvert there. He subbed that out to someone. And construction's coming along pretty good on Ernest Armstrong's restaurant down here. I mentioned it this time, didn't I? We're looking forward to a target date of what, October?
October 15th.
Great, okay. And I still have 22 houses and growing on my list for condemned houses that needs to be looked into. All right.
We can stay on that. Thank you, Don.
How about the house numbers,
Oh, yes, please, thank you for mentioning that. It is me riding around and looking, and, you know, I just do, try to find them, a GPS them or whatever, but probably 90% of the houses that I go to look at, you can't really identify them. So we definitely need to get something in place where the residents will have house numbers that I can visually see by the door, or either 911.
Yeah.
It would be great if they would look up on the road.
Yeah,
That way
for
we
you too. Yeah,
Usually.
everybody needs, you know, needs them, and if it's required, I think we need to try to go ahead and implement that a little bit further.
That's something we could put on water bills as a reminder to everyone. Just give them a warning that they're not properly posted.
Exactly.
Okay.
need a motion?
Thank you, Negan.
I'll make a motion that we add that to our next water bills, giving everybody a warning that they need to make sure that they have their properties identified properly with the numbers, and the numbers be visible. I think there's a 911 requirement in there for the size. And
Yeah, 2.5 inches.
There is.
That was mandatory one time.
Yes, it
It
is.
still is mandatory.
Okay, we got a second, all in favor? So here.
I wanna ask Robbie a question. That name that he gave us, is that the same guy that was gonna build the tiny houses that time? You remember?
I don't think it is.
Okay, it's a different person. Thank you.
Okay, what I was gonna, what I wanted to bring up to the council was, we have been looking for a vehicle for, Don Powell since he got here, and Lyons, city, inspector got a brand new Dodge Durango, and the one he had was a 2016, and I think y'all have pictures of it, it's only got 68,000 miles on it. And they were asking 8,964, and I asked him, would he take 6,964? And after a while, he did. So if y'all will approve this, I don't think we'll ever get a better vehicle. It's in great shape. And we get it for $6,900, a little over $6,900 with only 68,000 miles on it. So if I can have a motion to have that approved.
Have we had a mechanic or something to look at
Don has, yeah, he's already had it looked at.
it? You have a mechanic to look at it?
The what now?
Mechanic to look at it.
Yes, we scanned it and everything, and, they had like a couple of minor things wrong with it. That's gonna be taken care of real easy. I think the cost on it that they gave me, the two mechanics gave me was around $260.
So what budget is that coming out of?
Slots.
We have the money for it and it's much needed. And we've been looking for one since he got here, and this is the best one we've had in this price range, without less miles on it.
We got that in SPOS.
Yes.
And
Yes. A motion to purchase this vehicle.
What was that final price of it?
You make a motion on it. What'd you say?
What was that final price?
The final price was 2,000 off what they were asking, $6,964 is what they are asking for. They were asking $8,000.
so what have we done with the old vehicle? The old,
The old vehicle is used for training, which the chief and anybody that needs it takes it to training. The code enforcement vehicle is a little bit different than that type of vehicle. I mean, it's just needs to look to be a different type of vehicle than that one. And that one stays up here. It's what it's used for up here, but for me, but anybody that needs it can use it. I just like to have it as a spare for training or anybody that needs to go anywhere in it. So where are we at with this? Do I have a motion to buy this vehicle?
I'll make a motion.
You make a motion. Thank you. Have a second.
second.
only change was that we changed the signature line from April to May, from the last one that I emailed you, Donald and Vicky.
And I-
So the lease is gonna run from the first of May to the end of April.
No, begins July first, 2024, and ends on the last day of April. Because the previous lease ended on June 30th, June 31st, the last day of June, and began on, so what we're doing is we're tagging it from July 1st, 2024 to April 30th, 2025 to take care of that interim period whenever he was talking about having his equipment out with the hay, and so that we don't have the current lessee's property with a new lessor's or lessee's workstation, so we do it that
But
way.
that wasn't what we
Yeah.
voted on before. We voted on it going from the first of May to the end of April. That gives him till April time frame to remove his equipment.
But the old lease already went to the June 30th though.
So you're gonna go from
July
July
1st
first
to April
to
30th.
April 30th
That's right.
for the extension only.
Yes, for the extension on.
1 year extension.
Yeah, we're
I
not,
got it. I
just
got
for
it.
the extension.
It's on the last.
Okay, I got it.
I'll find it.
Okay.
That's what I was concerned about, you said
No.
just.
This is just the lease extension
Extension.
agreement. Come next year, and we're gonna start voting on, I think we said in either January or March, we would start voting on it, and the new one will be for 3 years. It would go from May 1st until whenever y'all tell me it goes to. 3 years.
Yes, so 3 years.
So that way it would have the spring period, whenever the hay is there, it'll cover it.
So say it one more time, we're going from what to what, the extension?
We are going from July 1st, 2024 to April 30th, 2025. And we prorated the tax, or not the taxes, we prorated the, fee, so that that's 10 out of 12 months, so it's $13,000 to be paid in 2 equal installments on July 1st, 2024 and January 1st, 2025. So,
What are we charging him in January?
in January, we're charging $6,501.
That's his regular payment.
It's very close, because it was 10 out of 12 months, so it's just a little bit less than his regular payment.
So, we have a motion to approve that, and the amendment.
Got our motion to
I thought,
approve this.
I thought we already had the motion last time.
We had the old, we changed the language, because the old vote was for it wasn't for this extension, it was till January, I think.
It should have been for the extension.
Okay.
Well, that's the thing, if everybody's in agreement then, all we need is his signature. I got mine.
Do y'all
We
feel
don't-
like we need to vote it again?
No,
we
we
don't,
good.
I don't think we need to vote it again, we're just making an amendment to the verbiage.
Yes.
We didn't change the gist of the
No,
contract.
just, so all we need is his signature, and I've got it.
And I need to, once he signs it, I need to get it so I can record the memorandum of lease at the courthouse.
Okay, make sure you do. Okay, again, I just wanted to, the tax collection thing, if any of y'all are receiving these, this is about the taxes, the delinquent taxes, and, we have been collecting them, a little bit every day, and, I'll keep on with this, and, for a while, I don't know how long Mr. Buller's, I'm gonna have it, I haven't talked to him since I got it, but we're taking them in, and we haven't really had any problems with it, so that's good. But if you get one, just come up and talk with us. And, this is one thing I wanted to, the splosh, if y'all had a chance to review this and see what we're getting, Mr. Frank would love me to have this back to him tomorrow. And I'll let that do is sign it, and, if y'all agree, see what we're getting. It's on the, page 3. That's the third paragraph.
Is this the one that we discussed at the municipal meeting?
Well,
They pretty much discussed it, back here, at the yeah, the previous meeting, the first meeting, they talked about it. And, they gave
Yeah.
up, yeah.
This is intergovernmental agreement.
And we do this every year.
Do it every year.
Yeah, that's the one we had, copies of tonight, but this is the same one that we were talking about when we had the municipal association meeting over in Collins. And, they gave us the, all of the, logistics of it then. And, this is the same thing that, everybody pretty much, agreed to that night, but not to just vote on it individually per city.
It is the same, and he told me he had everybody but ours, and I told him he would have it first thing in the morning. Everybody agree with it?
I'll promotion that we go ahead on and sign it and get back to them.
Second.
All right, I'll have it first and second, all agree.
Aye.
I'll sign it, give it to him first thing in the morning. The streets updates, we went over that last time, where, moving right along, where we just changed the street, because Chandler was already paved, and we added Lucas Street. That's the only change to that. I think we went through, that was in the planning section, but this, just letting everyone here know. The street updates, let's see, what was that? On the memorandum of understanding of the, unpaved street. This is something, from looking at it, it looks like that I just need to sign this a yearly contract with the county, on the, unpaved street maintenance that they're supposed to do. And I know this is time for me to sign it apparently, but that's why it's here. It's the same thing that we do every year, and it just needs a signature, so. If, you have a motion to agree to this, I will,
I make that motion.
have a second.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
They passed. All right, now the rezoning, we don't have anybody here from the rezoning committee? Nobody? Okay, what they're talking about, we may have to do the next steps before we do, but they're not here, so maybe I can get somebody to pass it along to them. They want to change the property out there from residential to, commercial for this purpose of this, building they want to put on. It's all got copies of it there. But what they have to do next, if y'all agree with this, after reviewing the paper, if y'all see it's all in order, if y'all feel that it's in order, they have to next announce a hearing and hold it, probably within 2 weeks, and then you run in the paper, and then they hold a hearing, and then we have to do the same thing again, and put up the signs, just like we did before, about a rezoning change, just like we did at Raiders Place down here. But, if it's okay, since they're not here, I'll go ahead and have it put in the paper. I'll call in the morning and get Pam to put it in, we can go ahead with this and not hold it up, since none of it's here tonight.
What's the locality this at, Vicky?
It's at the rec department.
At the rec department,
Yes,
okay.
ma'am. Yeah, so, it's, that right next to it.
We just need a.
What are they planning on doing there, Vicky?
They're going to, let me see if I can show you.
Building now.
It's a building.
Who's the rec department? There.
It's a gymnastics center,
It's
is what we're trying to
gymnastics.
open.
Oh.
And I'm trying
Yeah.
to see if I have more pictures of it. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, so it's in the rec department.
And that's,
Very
they'll have
cool.
hearings, if any, that's why we have the hearings. This is the inside of it, what it'll look like. And, this is the outside of the building. And they will have to hold hearings, and they'll be published, and if any of y'all don't agree with it, you're certainly welcome to come and speak up and be heard. And then we'll also have a hearing after theirs, that is, if the council agrees to do this tonight and move forward. It's up to the council whether they approve this or not, and then if they do, then we'll go with the announcement.
So who's paying for this?
This is from Chance Clark.
Elizabeth Paradise, who was the, coach for the gymnastics when it was behind us on Church Street.
Yeah.
It's his husband, or not his husband, her husband.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
So, do I have a motion to accept this and send it back to the,
I'll make a motion that we accept it and send it back.
So all we're doing is making a motion to schedule for public.
yeah, well, they have to do that first. I gotta send it back to them, or they can schedule their hearing. Yeah, they send it
To
back
the
to
zoning
us for
committee.
us to schedule our hearing, but they have to have theirs first, so
Right.
we'll send it back to them to schedule their meeting. And, then we'll go from there.
Need a second.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, passed. Okay, okay, we talked about the June meeting date last time, for those of you that weren't here. Donald's gonna be in class, and with Doug on, you know, I think everybody agreed that we would not have a planning session, but I will put the agenda out before I leave, and it'll be on the website, and we'll have our regular meeting, I think it's the 13th, I think, the second Monday of June. We won't have a planning session, but you will have the items on the, we'll put them on the door, and we'll put them on the website.
The 10th.
The 10th, I'm sorry, okay, the 10th, the second Monday in June, we will all be back here, for the meeting. We just won't have a planning session that night. Okay, before I get to the budgets, where everybody talk, we actually have two special events. One we looked at was about the girls, the cheerleaders at the red light, so they could drive, to raise money for them, and, they, right before they're covered, we do insurance from the school, and if I have approval, we can go ahead and approve that one. And I've got another one, I'll go ahead and ask you at the same time. Bobby Kennedy got this over today. I know he's late, but I thought I'd go ahead since the date is for the Poppy Drive, the 25th of May, collection for the DFW. He's requesting to do that from 8 to 12, and that is on, let's see what day is asking here, May 25th, I'm sorry, May 25th. So if I have a motion to approve both of these.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor? All right. It's so passed. I'll let them know that it's approved, he will. Now we get to the budget, and, I know you've only had a week to look over it, and, we're actually a little ahead of ourselves this year. So if you wanna take until next time, if you got anything you wanna say tonight about your area or any questions, we can try our best to answer them, and, if you wanna take more time, we'll look at it and vote next month for sure. We'll have to vote next month.
I'll offer a motion that we table it until then, have to give us time, because I have authority with that.
Okay.
Second.
All right, I have a motion to table it, first and second, all in favor? Okay.
But I wanna remind our finance clerk, Gina, and our mayor, and our city clerk, that Churchill Park is not included in here.
What?
I don't see it,
It is.
and it has to be, I need to see it. I don't see it. I see recreation. Yeah, line out.
Oh, okay, yes, ma'am. It's, I included it in the donation amount, so I'll just make a separate line item.
Okay,
for
thank you, I
it.
appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And now, we'll still get the donation. Now, is there, any comments, that anybody would like to make now, Mr. Sidney?
Yes, I see where y'all gonna be closed the Friday before Memorial Day.
Don't know.
Well,
I don't know
I mean,
when
it's
the date is
on,
yet.
it's on the thing here, City Hall closes at 12 p.m. I don't believe this is one of the 5 holidays.
I won't be closing that day.
Hmm?
I won't be closing that day. I won't be closing, no.
Okay.
No, I will not be closing that day. Okay. Anything else?
I got,
Go ahead.
if you don't mind, that's okay. The Sorensen Park thing, I'm really confused with it, and I know probably a lot of people really don't care about it a little bit like I do, but I'm confused with it because I've been on the committee, for almost going on 4 years and something like that, with empty promises that we're gonna gather and we're gonna do something with the park. Now, since I've been on the committee, I've been promised that we're gonna be in the budget, that we're gonna get a budget, that we got y'all in the budget. Now, you know, and every time I come up, it's the same old thing that, okay, you ain't in the budget, but we got you in the budget, now we're gonna give you a donation and stuff like that. Splodge, I talked to the county, right, and they say they give y'all money for the park and recreation. Park come before recreation, but I'm seeing thousands of dollars shifted to the park, to the recreation center. And don't get me wrong, now I love the rec, I got kids at the rec center too now, and I appreciate what they do. However, something ain't right here. Maybe because it's in minority town, more a black minority of town, that we really don't care about it. Because that's a consensus that I'm getting from the rest of the city. And every time I talk about this, it's a hush-hush thing. Now, they say that now we ain't got to talk about it because we got a grant. Well, that's a maybe grant. So, and that might take a while. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna keep it, letting it down and letting it down, letting it down. We ain't even got a bathroom over there. And it's embarrassing that every time somebody try to give something or try to do something over there, that we gotta get a porta potty for our elders and our disabled.
I
They gotta
understand, I
try.
understand, we got you on this, we got you. Just cut you off a little bit there. But it's like if y'all remember, you go back to 21, and I'm gonna have to say this, but it doesn't make any difference to me. Y'all declared yourself a playground. You declared yourself a playground in 2021. It was voted on, and it's right here. Okay, the city does not fund playgrounds. There's a big difference in a park and a playground. But what I'm telling you is, we are giving you money. We're giving you money even though you've declared yourself a playground. And that's official, it's here, it's got signatures on it from a whole council. Y'all wanted to come out from recreation and parks and become a playground.
No, I don't remember none of that.
Anyway, I'm just
Yeah.
saying, I'm just saying,
No.
we're giving you money out of the SPOS, we're giving you $5,000, and I'm not saying that we may give you more, but there's grants, there's things that you can do to raise money yourself, cause you got your own committee. Just, you made your own committee. So, I mean, there's things that you can get grant writers to do to help you, and then the CRC,
Okay, Mayor, excuse me, but Ernest didn't have anything to do with it.
I didn't say did.
No, I mean, I'm just explaining. We did this, the council, because the city was not taking care of their property. We decided to change the name, that could be overdone. That's nothing to play around. The city has not taken care of Surtsey Park, and it belongs to the city. That's the city's baby. It's not mine, it's not Ernest. We created a commission to try to get some things done over there. They raised some money.
Right.
We were given some money, but the park belongs to the city. And it's been dilapidated for years. It is not ours. We're just trying to take care of it because it's in my ward and Miss Carolyn's ward.
I don't have any problem.
And
I'm all
everybody
for
uses
helping
it.
you.
Everybody uses it. Everybody uses it.
I'm all for helping you,
But I can't understand, man.
Not helping us,
Let
taking
me
care
just
of
say
your
this one thing, I'ma shut up.
Let me just say this, before you say your one thing. Has any mayor before me ever gave you any money out of SPOS for this? Has any mayor before me gave you any money? Tell me.
Yeah, I mean,
Tell me.
yes, they gave me money, they gave us money to do the basketball court,
That's crazy.
okay? But that's not, see, we getting away from the issue. The issue is City Park. Now, we can name it whatever we wanna name. We can name it playground, we can name it juice box or whatever. It's a city park. It's a city park. And when I talk to the county, they say they gave you money for that park.
They give us
But
money.
none of that money has ever went to that park until we decided that we was gonna give it or sell it to the Kiwanis. And then I came aboard because most of the kids in the town asked me to come and speak for them. And when I came and spoke for them, we decided that no, we're not gonna sell it to the Kiwanis, that we were gonna go ahead and try to take care of ourselves. Now, that's still a city park. It's still city park, and the splash money that come from that county said, and Mr. Frank already told me, say, Armstrong, I give them money, I can't tell them what to do with the money. Now, the money is being mismanaged somewhere between there and here.
Well, I tell you, I've been here 5 months almost. I'm doing the best I can for you.
Ain't nobody saying you not.
I'm
Nobody
telling
saying
you
you not.
this, we put money in the budget this time for you. And I'm not saying you're not gonna get more. This is just a proposed budget, from what we're thinking we're gonna get from SPOS. That has to go to a lot of places. But I agree, I ignore your letter about the playground. I just want to say, y'all disassociate yourself. Whatever you want to say, that's what the thing said. But I don't care. I'm still going to give you money for the playground, and you will get it. But you know, everything doesn't happen. I just give you some time, and at the same time, I need to know who's keeping the checkbook. When money's spent, I wanna know, I gotta be involved in that. You know, I need, just like when Darren and them spends money, I can know what's going on over there. I mean, if I give you money, I got to see your secretary, your whole committee, I wanna know who they are and how each dollar's spent and how you come before us, and we got to establish some guidelines here. We start giving, you know, the money, we gotta know where it's going.
No,
Just like everything else.
all that was established, and it was established because the city was not taking care of them.
Yeah, we got all these people.
We didn't wanna do this.
And believe it or not, they stopped coming because of the empty promises that we've been getting.
Well, if they wanna come back, and you know, you gotta have a committee, if I'm gonna give you money, you gotta have people that
Well, I
handle
think-
it, you gotta have a checkbook, all
They
that.
still there.
Not cutting you off, but I think what we did do, if you had a project, because we took this out of some of the, ARPA funds, and if there was a project that needed to take place, like you said, you need some porta potties or whatever it is that you got, a bathroom. What we did, we didn't per se give y'all money, we just paid for the project, am I correct with that?
That's correct.
There was never any money given to you all. The only money you all have in that account is the money that you all raised. But any of those major projects, you brought it to the council here, because it is city property. And, so when you brought it to the council and said that I need this and I need that, you went out, you got a few bids or whatever, and we moved forward by paying for it here at the city. Am I correct with that?
You correct.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying, not to give you all any money, so to speak, but if there's a project that need to be done, we got the project done.
Well, do you have anything right now that you've got prices on and funding that you, like, any kind of equipment that you need to bring before the council with the prices and everything spelled out? Do you have that now?
Yes, I do, and I just need bathroom. Before the chieftain came on, they stopped some of the little boys over there in the woods. Somebody said that they was out in the woods doing something bad. Okay, they called me and I went over there. The boys said, Mr. Armstrong, man, come on, man. We playing ball. Only thing we were doing was going to the bathroom. Going out there to pee.
All right, well, do you have any kind of information on how much a bathroom costs?
Yes, and I've already submitted it, but I would resubmit it again.
I want us to understand, this is not Armstrong Park, it's not Birdie Bend Park, this is the city's park. The city has been negligent of taking care of its own property. Now, we gather them together and say, well, we'll form a commission like the recreation park has a group of people, a board and all. That's what we was trying to do, because it was being neglected, and we thought that way they could raise money and get grants and take what the city offered. That's the only thing we were trying to do.
And let me say
It's
this
not
too.
our park, it's the city's park, it's the city's responsibility.
And let me say this too, I've been by there on numerous occasions. It's not all blacks using that park.
No.
It's everybody.
No, there was a white family reunion that was held over in that park over there.
And a Mexican
And
family.
Mexican, I remember by that one day, there was a bunch of Mexicans that was over there. So you can't say that it's in African American neighborhood, because, the park is for everybody. Any, city government stuff or whatever it is for everybody. And I just wanna make sure that we understand that that park is just not being used by black folk.
No, I certainly
We couldn't
understand
even
that.
get Darren to cut the grass. Rodney's group said, we'll cut it for you. When I was over, we couldn't get him to do anything at that park. So we were trying to keep the park from being dilapidated, because as Ms. Carolyn said, people use it. If you hadn't been by there, it's a beautiful piece of property, but it's being
And the
wasted
city,
because
and the city paid for it.
we had equipment.
Am I right,
over
Mr.
there.
Curtis?
Mhm.
We had equipment over there that was dangerous. Jim Waters, and I don't know if it was Rodney or somebody went over there to look, they had a tire hanging,
We do,
and it was full of guinea wogs. He said, Miss Bernie, you better be glad you didn't come that day, they was running. This was for children to play on. There was a merry-go-round, and it was a reeling and a rocking. I said, Rodney, please take that down. They bumped it and it fell over. I said, this is a lawsuit waiting to happen. This is the city's park and the city's property.
I agree with that. It is a city park, and we did need to take care of it. but give me something that you need most. I mean, I know you got basketball courts out there now, and that's all that I think you got out there.
That's it.
That's all I've seen anyway. I mean, what's important, what's the next most important thing? I know you say bathrooms, but you know, it just.
Playground for the kids to play on, a bathroom, playground,
Of course,
and,
I got that.
and that's it.
Lighting,
To get up,
we
to
need
get
lighting.
lightings out
We
there
got the
for
field
at
straight
night,
now.
for the evening times. We need just observation, you know,
Just-
somebody, you
Just
know.
bring me what your project that you need the most first, and let's just start. Let's start somewhere. And then we'll vote on it and we'll go from there. I think that's the only way we can do it at this point.
Let me ask Ernest, did all the group quit? Karen was.
I mean, they haven't quit.
Okay.
They just say they tired of coming up here.
Okay.
You know, it's just like today, I mean, I couldn't get none of them to come today, you know, because they saying that, I don't wanna just say what they say. but
I know what they said, we're not gonna.
I'm
do
just
anything
saying,
we talked
they
about.
just tired, you know, but I'm quite sure if Mayor, if we start showing improvement, I'm guaranteed they'll be more than willing to help out. Because that's what it is, we don't get paid, we just wanna do something for the city, we love our city.
And there's a family that's gonna work towards making some donations, okay? So just keep that in mind, because they're concerned about it as well.
And you can, I mean, there's, hold something to raise money. I mean, that's what, that helps too, you know, and sometimes these big businesses will give money for, you know, to help out if you ask. And then there's always the grants, you know, and I'll try to help with those too. I'm just saying,
It's
you know.
the city's, it's our job to find money
Yeah,
to
it's,
put into that part that belongs to us.
yeah, and.
Anything you guys do is extra, and you know what I told you? I wasn't gonna ask you all to raise a dime until the city came up with a budget, remember that
Mhm.
conversation? And put us, that part in the budget, cause that's where it belongs. And I get real fired up about that, don't mean to be ugly, but I'm being frank. It doesn't belong to, it's not my responsibility to take care of it, it's not Ernest's responsibility, it's the city's. Whatever mayor's sitting there, she just got here, that's cool, whatever mayor's sitting there, and the council.
I was out and riding about a little bit this weekend, and I went by Searcy Park. And where y'all had moved the gate back, the fence back, somebody had been out there doing donuts. Doing donuts.
Oh, yeah, I know that, and see, and that's the
And
point
so-
too that I wanna bring up with the sheriff, because those are white kids that coming through there, but they don't go to the rec department and do donuts.
Well, they ain't got no grass
That's
over
what
there.
I'm just saying now, so, cause the conversation came up, well, we not gonna invest no money over there, because y'all just tears it up. But y'all is not y'all that's tearing it up.
Let me say this,
Do
let
you
me say
punish the
this.
people who live and use the park for something that somebody who don't live and, use the park?
Let me
You
say
gotta
this.
catch them to punish them.
But also,
Definitely.
Let me
y'all
say this,
talk
they're not cutting
about all
donuts in
this
the park.
beautification.
They
all
also
this
they're
beautification.
cutting donuts around in our
Well-
city of Reidsville, go down those streets over there.
Oh, yeah, they did
And
right
I
down
want
there
the
on the
police
other
department,
side.
somebody.
It's not just the
they-
park that
They
they
slinging
doing it.
donuts everywhere.
They was at the barbecue place, somebody was cutting donuts in the grass.
Look at the streets down there, go out towards the army, all that whole circle and there's nothing but donuts. Out here on 280, out here, nothing but donuts. I don't know who's doing it,
I don't know.
but somebody's slinging some bad donuts on our paved streets here.
One other thing, and I was coming in on 280 Saturday, the grass that's growing up through the sidewalks and all that stuff, it's terrible. Y'all talk about trying to beautify this city, you got to start somewhere.
We gotta find help first of all.
I can't cut it, now you got nobody.
We've been asking for, putting out applications, I think we got one application.
For
So-
$20 an hour, got one application.
Not only that, we need new sidewalks, I think, that you said, right?
But the new sidewalks have to come with a new road.
Our guys do a good job keeping up, with everything else they have to do.
And, sometimes volunteers get out and do it. I know my husband does my whole subdivision. He cuts all the side streets, picks up all the trash. It won't hurt some people to do that in your own area. It won't. And we do it in ours. And, sometimes you might need a little help until we can actually hire someone. So, any of you feel free to help out if you want to.
When is your meeting?
It'll be, now that the new stuff come up, I'm gonna call them all and
Please let us know.
make another meeting, and so everybody can look at them face to face and tell them what the deal is.
Be fine.
But I do have one other thing away from that. The parking lot, I wanted to get with the area beautification team, the city development.
Downtown Development Authority.
Uh-huh. I want to get with them in reference of that parking lot. Me and the lady who owned the beauty parlor, right next to it used to be the Dancing Diva place. Well, we talked about it, we stood out there for a while, and we're gonna have to get that parking lot open up a little bit so people can actually come out and turn left or turn right. How it got now where once you come out, it's hard, if you come out on this side, it's hard to take a left. You know what I'm talking about?
Now, Ernest, that parking lot you're using there belongs to the city.
Oh, it
It's
does?
already-
Yeah, that's
it's
it.
the city's
Then you don't
parking
get a
lot.
parking lot.
So
That's
you
it.
Okay,
get-
that's what I'm talking about. Let's
free
get
parking,
busy.
so,
Let's get busy.
that's one of that, I'm saying that already belongs to the city, and I would love to buy some additional property to make it even bigger. If I could, and I hope we can work that out in the years out. We need more parking downtown, and that one needs to be redone, but that does belong to the city. And, there's not much use in doing, I mean, the downtown development committee might can help some, but there's not much they can do. I mean, that requires pavement and a whole lot of stuff. But they have
Okay.
it is the city's and you're using it, so I just wanted you to be aware of that. That's that's the city's parking lot.
Okay.
So, anyway, anything else for anybody? If not, I'll have to take it now.
I just wanna say,
I'm sorry.
I'll make a motion that we go into executive session.
We got one other statement.
well, I was just gonna say one thing. It's gonna always be something. So we just have to work together and get it done.
Yeah,
And I don't care what you do, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be a problem.
yeah,
So that's one thing we've got to understand.
yeah, it takes us all working together.
You're gonna have a problem. I don't care what you do. The best you do not gonna be good enough.
And the grass will keep growing, won't it,
It
Mr.
will,
Bird?
it will. So if people don't complain, it don't matter.
Vic,
Thank you, Vicky.
I'm sorry.
can I say one thing?
Yeah,
On Smith Street where the cemetery is, I know we've had some incidents before I came here, a long time, speeding and that kind of stuff around the curve there. And, they've got 2 stop signs up there now.
Yeah.
It's a little bit misleading. I was just wanting to find out, would it be possible to put 10 mile an hour, 15 mile an hour signs there instead of stop signs?
Me and Donald's supposed to look at that tomorrow. Me and Donald gonna ride over that again.
All right.
Yeah.
We need to do something about speeding in a lot of subdivision areas. It's happening everywhere.
We just thought,
Y'all will look at that more then, okay? Y'all leave me a motion.
I make a motion that we go into executive session for legal reasons.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?